Hello everyone and welcome. This is James Kenobi 1138 and today we are going to talk about Graflex clamps. Now the reason why we're going to talk about Graflex clamps is I saw on the forum that some people were struggling with adjusting their clamps as they work on their, mostly on the new episode 7 Ray lightsaber. So I thought we'd take a little bit of time and talk about the Graflex clamp today. Let's start with the basics. This is going to be the Graflex clamp. This is what we normally just refer to as the mid-band piece. We also have two sidebars. Now the sidebars you'll see are different. One has a hole and one has a square. This is actually a repo clamp, but the parts are the same. You'll see that this side has a solid piece in it that's got a threaded hole, and then this side is just empty. You'll also see that we have the lever that tightens the clamp, and there's a washer, a square washer, which was originally on the Graflex Flash. If you're making a lightsaber like the episode 4 Obi-Wan Kenobi, then you would want to take that washer off. So, to assemble your clamp, first you'll need to make sure that you know how you want the clamp to go. There's this slot here where originally on the clamp there was a screw and a little piece on the back side that would kind of hold the clamp, hold the bottom tube, or I'm sorry, hold the top tube so that you could change the bottom tube without having to change the top tube. You also see the words Graflex, so if you're making a Luke or a Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber, then you're going to want to have the lever on this side. Now, to do that, that means that this sidebar, the one that the lever threads into, is going to go on the opposite side. You'll see, of course, there's two holes, a hole here and a hole here, so we're going to put this one on this side here, and we're going to put this one here. Now, the reason why I think some people might be struggling is because, and actually let me set this down, when you have something that a clamp is on, something that you would never try to do is you would never try to turn or make adjustments while the clamp is clamped to something. Anytime you are assembling a clamp, disassembling a clamp, or making adjustments to the lever, you always have to remove the clamp from the part that you're working on. So we'll go back to our clamp here. So we're going to have the square one on this side with the slot. We're going to have the hole on this side. Now it is a little tricky, and it's trickier when you're trying to film it. What you're going to want to do is, depending on if you're right or left-handed, is you're going to just squeeze the clamp shut. And you'll see that these holes line up. With the clamp squeezed shut, simply take the lever, put it in, and push and turn at the same time. You'll see that the base of the lever is rectangular, and it's designed to fit into the rectangular slot in the clamp. So once we get it where we want it, we need to get the washer seated like that. Turn the lever the way we want it, and then release the clamp. So you'll see that the clamp operates like this. Now this is really loose, and I can tell because we're not getting much action here. So let's tighten this up, and we're going to tighten it a couple more turns. Let's see if we can get that washer to come down like that. And this clamp is in much better shape than it was before. Now sometimes you'll have something like a Graflex, and you can see how loose this is? So, like I said, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to separate these pieces first. Simply just squeeze the clamp, tighten it, give it a couple turns, and then try it again. See if you feel like it's still a little loose. Let's go a little bit more. One more. Full rotation. Lock that side in. We'll lock this side in. Tighten it up. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Same thing if you're adjusting to add a piece, a circuit card or a bubble strip or something. When you put it in, you're going to want to test this and test the fit with it not in. See how loose this is? This is still real loose. So what we're going to do is we're going to just give it a couple turns. Actually, this one, because it's a repo, that may be as far as it goes. Let's switch back to an original here. take these pieces off. Let's see how this fits in here. This is a very vintage clamp. So you'll see it's nice and tight. Oh, it's pretty tight. No, actually, I take that back. It's a little loose. A little loose in here. So what you'd want to do is squeeze it, turn it, try it again, and nice and tight. Now, if you try, depending on what type of clamp you have, if it's a real vintage or if it's a repo, if you get to a point where you've tightened it exactly as tight as you want it, but let's say the lever's facing the wrong way. For example, let's say to get it to the perfect tightness, the lever's going this way. If you go back one, it's too loose. If you go one forward, it's too tight. What you can do is take the clamp apart, take this sidebar, and flip it. And then when you go to reassemble it, that perfect turn will be with the lever facing the correct direction. So I hope this helps a little bit with people that might possibly be struggling with their Graflex clamps. It's definitely easy. There's just a couple of pieces involved, and they're certainly not hard to adjust. The biggest thing, of course, is that you want to make sure that you remove the clamp from your Graflex or from whatever it is that you're working on to tighten it and to loosen it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks so much for watching.